What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Spawn Point Podcast. We are up to number 14. We're not screwing up the numbers anymore.
No.
It shouldn't be hard to do. Yeah,
I'll fuck
14.
it up. I will fuck it up. I promise.
Last week, you're like, we're way too early in this show to fuck up the numbers already. But yeah, 14, man. We're still doing the damn thing. So I am Jason, as always. With me is Cam. How you doing, bud?
Doing great.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you should be since you haven't freaking worked.
Yes, I'm off for a month at this point because I got my injury leave up to my vacation, and then I took most of the month of May off. So I'm off till I think May 23rd. I come back, which is stupid because it's a Saturday. But
is it? I thought that was a Monday. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be playing a lot of fucking games, but I am hurt.
Yeah, dude.
So
I'm a little envious of you for that, but that's life. You gotta rest your knee up.
Yeah, so. I'll probably be bored at the end. Well, not next week. Next week's a big week for me with Soros, but I'll get bored in this time for sure. At
Soros is looking awesome.
Well, we'll cover that. There's a thing with that. There's a thing with that that's kind of funny, relevant to something else we're probably going to talk about. But anyways, yes, that was my week. How was work, Jason? Because you actually had to do that and be an adult.
Dude, same old. So they've been doing this thing for, I don't know. I think it's supposed to have been a thing for a long time, but they don't always follow through with it. Where you get 1 8-hour day a week. Yeah. That's kind of like their thing. So Tuesday was the 8-hour day for everyone. So get your 8-hour. I'm like, cool, man. So I did 476 that week, which is one of my longer routes, but I still, with the mail volume, I was like, no problem. I can get this done. So I get back to the station. Sure enough, Caleb comes up to me. Hey, man, I need to keep you. I'm like, cool. He's like, you, Tisher, and Michaela have to stay. And I was like, awesome. Well, Tisher bounced.
Oh.
He just left.
Of course.
So it was Michaela and I that had to go run back out and finish up 428. So I was like,
ain't bad though.
Cool. It's not. I was like, cool. There goes my 8-hour. And he's like, we'll get you tomorrow. I'm like, all right, come in tomorrow, get your 8-hour, get back. Nah, I need to give you a part. I'm like, cool. So I'm off Wednesday. So Rod's like, we'll get you Thursday. Get your 8-hour. Get done. Nah, we gotta send you back out.
What a fucking nightmare.
Fuck you guys.
So yeah, that's actually,
I never got one, essentially.
Oh, you never did at all?
No.
Oh, fuck. Well,
which is fine.
Yeah, it's not really a thing they're supposed to do. That's a city thing because they keep pushing ODL past 60. So by forcing everyone to get an 8, they don't have to think about it to make sure that ODL gets an 8 so they don't go over their 60. So that's their solution is to just do a citywide 8-hour day, which is fucking stupid, but it's nice. It's nice to get an 8 every once in a while, but it is what it is.
I don't really care. It's just that one of the days there was something that my wife was like, "Can you think you can have time for this?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I'll be out of here at 3:30." And then I had to call her back and be like, "Actually, no, I'm not." So
that's the life of the fucking post office. They don't want you to have a life,
man. Yeah.
Anyway, that's post office. Y'all don't care about that.
I got my car back.
Hey,
everything's working good. So,
beautiful. No fuel pump, just the calipers,
front end calipers, and I think he put new brake lines in. And
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that was our week. So we got a lot of games to talk about this week. It's gonna be a fun episode.
Yes.
We actually have quite a bit of news, but some good news, so it should be pretty fun.
Saw that.
Jumping into the housekeeping very quickly. You can listen to our show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, one of those 4 platforms. Hell yeah. And on Twitch now. We are live on Twitch recording these episodes as a backup, so you can go ahead and watch us live over there. And of course, the recording will stay up for whatever it is. I think it's 10 days, whatever. If you're watching on Twitch, we're on everything else. If you're on YouTube, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We are at 63 subscribers, just constantly growing a little bit at a time, which is a very nice,
ticking up.
Very good for us as a variety gaming channel. It's hard to find an audience because we're not really in a niche. So any progress is good progress in my mind. So I'm happy with that. If you want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us on social media on everything for the most part. We are somewhere on there, either Spawn Point Network or Spawn Point CJ, depending on the platform. You can reach out to us on those. And of course, if you don't have social media, you can reach out to us at our email, which is
spawnpointnetwork@outlook.com. That is spawnpointnetwork@outlook.com.
You're goddamn right. Send us messages over there. We will take game codes, sponsorships, whatever you want over there. I know that every
100%.
company wants to be sponsored and do a partnered section with the Spawn Point podcast.
I will cover your games, and I have sweet things to say about them.
Yes,
Let's
correct.
get those codes.
Not for a long time, but the joke's still funny to me. Anyways, so other than that, that is it. I want to give a couple shout-outs to on YouTube to Savvy Jackson 8719, Kotai, Meyer Click, Sal's Bones, as always, and Dire Wolf. All of those people have made comments on some of our content on the channel. We couldn't pull those comments for further discussion in the community section, but I still wanted to shout you out for taking time out of your day to comment. So thank you guys for all of that. We really do appreciate it.
Every single one of them.
Oh, join the Discord, link in the description. That's it. Yeah. We're talking games in there. Devin and I played Samson last night for like 3 hours. We were just sitting in the gaming channel, voice channel, bullshitting. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay. So. Can't wait.
Yeah. So our doc is a little fucky, Jason. But since I did housekeeping, we're going to jump to your first game. Is that okay with you?
You got it, man.
I'm going to fuck this up, just so you guys know, because I have my scenes laid out, and they're laid out wrong. So just bear with us. But, Jason, what are you telling us about to start the show?
So, first game up I've got for you guys. Oh, my gosh, my wife looks like she's black in this kind of, but she's not.
It's just a tan, man.
She's got a really good tan. So, the first game I'm talking about this week is Tomodachi Life, and to be honest, over the past week, this is probably what I've played the most. I talked about it last episode, just that I had a chance to get it started, but hadn't had anything captured on it yet. But Tomodachi Life is it's kind of a life sim style game. You kind of, as the player, are like God in an odd way. Like you're like the controller of this island, and they like talk to you like you're some like ethereal being, which is kind of funny. But you basically just you let these people live their lives, and you know, you provide them with housing, food, and all that stuff, and they literally just kind of go around and do their own thing. You can create any me that you want. If you're watching, I've got I love the Demon Slayer anime, so I got Tanjiro there doing some karate. I've got like his sister Nezuko, which are like the two main characters in Demon Slayer. I've got like there's Chino from the Deftones playing some guitar for my daughter Isla. It's just fucking wild. It is so wild and funny. My 11-year-old is playing this as well, and she's constantly like taking videos like on her phone and sending them to me, like, look what happened here, look what happened. It's constantly doing strange things, and it's just funny the way that these people interact with each other. I mean, people that would never like be near each other in the real life, or even people that are real in the real life. I mean, I've got like Formula One drivers in there. I've got, you know, Messi in there, but kicking a soccer ball around. I've got my family. I've got Cam and I are both in there, and they just go around. They start relationships with each other. They'll all meet up at like the restaurant and have dinner together, and just have just bizarre conversations with each other that you didn't even have any part in. Throughout the course of, I mean, at least the first few hours, actually it just keeps going the more me's that you put in, but they want to know like what your interests are, or like I I saw so and so on the island. I think him and I would get along. What should we talk about? So you can put in like just random, stuff, and they'll just start talking about it, and then you'll catch them talking about it with other people. Like I put in, oh gosh, I don't know. My daughters like do bedazzling. They like, put all those gems and stuff on, and I'm like, Isla, what should you and your sister talk about? She's like, bedazzling. I was like, all right. So I put that in, and now like other characters are like, did you hear about this bedazzling? They're like, yeah, I've been bedazzling for forever, and it's just like, it's just it's just funny. And so, like I said, you every time you create a me, they have a house on the island, which you can then decorate. You can do like full on like one overall theme for their house. You can mix and match. A couple times a day, you have if you're watching the footage here, you've got the news, and they pick a random me to cover the news. And usually, it's like if a new resident is on the island, they'll talk about that. Sometimes it's just a wild stuff. Just random stuff. You could send people on trips. So like you do level up the island. The farther you go, the more things that you do for your people. You get like these like golden like orbs that fill up this like container, and then you dump that container in the wishing well that's in the center of your island, and then that levels up your island, and then you get new items, you get vacation tickets, you get all these kind of things, and then you could just send people off. Like I sent my daughter and like Messi went on a vacation to Japan, and they take pictures at all the like couple different like locations and stuff, and then they come back to the island, and they always bring you like a souvenir from wherever they went to visit. And it's you can decorate you can outfit all your people, and they have like their likes and dislikes. So like Max Verstappen is one of my favorite F1 drivers, and I literally went into the editor and designed him a Red Bull racing shirt. Like I zoomed way in and got my stylist and like did the logos, all the sponsors, and I was like, dude, this is cool. I put it on him, and he hated it. I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, dude?
This is your team, dude. So you just never know what
Yeah.
you're gonna run into, and like people that you think would like get along with each other, like don't always get along with each other. Like I put in that for my wife and I, obviously we're partners in real life, so you can put that in there. Like they'll ask you, like, is this person related to anyone else on the island? You could say yes, they're a sister or a brother or a partner or whatever. So they'll naturally kind of automatically have some sort of attraction to one another, but it can go sideways. Like uh my when I first like saw my wife in the game, like I was like head over heels, and she was like, I don't know, I think I got to get to know you a little bit better. Well, then she ended up falling for me a lot more, and I was starting to be like, my character was like, I think I want to live with Nezuko, and I was like, no, 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 no. She's like 15. So I was like, and then you can tell them, they're like, do you think that's a good idea? And I was like, no, 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 that's not a good idea. So then they just go, all right, well, I'll stay where I am. And now I'm like like I'm starting to fall for my wife again in the game. It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm sure I miss some stuff, but yeah, that's Tomodachi Life.
This game's getting
living the dream.
Very high praise. I think it deserves it. Is this they've done a couple of these, or is this the first? Like,
yes.
Okay.
I think this is technically the third one. The one on the 3DS was like also a really big hit, but I thought there was no, that actually might have been this might be the second one, but that was 12 years ago. So
shit, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't know. I tried to get my wife. I was like, "Look at this game. This game looks really cool." She's like, "I don't think so." So I don't know what the hell that's about. I was kind of hoping she'd buy it so I could play it, but she doesn't seem too interested. But I think it's really cool. I think it's a really unique game. Not so much gameplay focused, but just kind of a wild kind of reality TV show thing that you craft.
Yeah, you're basically kind of watching like a reality TV where all these people interact with each other. But I think I mentioned during like when I was talking about Pocopia, there's just like there's always things like going on, and I was like, what? I don't even know where to focus. Like this game kind of does it too, but in a way that I never felt like overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
You got this little indicator in the corner of the screen that like so and so either wants to talk to you or like has something that they need addressed, so you can just click on it and it automatically goes straight to them, and you can talk about what they want. Sometimes it's just that they're, hey, I'm hungry, or I saw this new resident and I'd like to talk to him. So you kind of like usher people kind of towards each other. But it just never feels overwhelming. And even if you don't like address them, like they'll still carry on, and just do whatever. It's not like you have to like instantly go and be like, what do they need? What do they need?
Right.
You can just kind of let them go. So
that's cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I dig the hell out of this. And you made a short. I thought it was super cool with you and I, and we were talking about games and shit, and that was pretty funny. I like that. So thanks for putting
They're
me
like,
in
what?
There.
Yeah. What should Jason and Cam talk about? I'm like, well, probably video games.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and then Cam's like, did you hear about this new video game? And my character's like, what are you talking about? He's like, they discovered a video game that's over 500 years old.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? What?
Anyway, yeah, this game is really cool. I think even if you're like a big gamer, right, and you like blood and guts and gore, don't overlook it, okay? It's okay to have cutesy fun experiences sometimes too. It doesn't make you less of a goddamn man, okay? I would love to play this. I would really love to. It is on Switch and Switch 2, $59.99. You said it is on original Switch?
Yeah, it's on original Switch. Actually, there is only a
Switch
version, and then it runs the same on Switch 2. It's not like graphically, crazy or anything like that. I mean, I kind of looked over my daughter's shoulder when she was playing this on her OG Switch, and I mean the resolution and obviously is just better lower. On the screen is better on the Switch too, so it looks a little bit better. But it's the same damn game. So
God damn it. Might just buy this. I still have my OG Switch. I would play it on my TV though, so it probably wouldn't be much of a difference at all.
No.
I think I'm gonna end up getting this, but it's $59.99.
Yeah, and I doubt it will go on sale at least for a while.
No.
These games just don't tend to do that. So.
They don't.
And then there's a full island editor too, so you can have up to 70 freaking Mii's on this, which is like, dude. Well, and when you first see the island, you kind of think, okay, that's a pretty decent plot of land that I have. Well, anytime a new building opens up or adding a new Mii, you literally can plop it anywhere and it just builds ground underneath of it. So I've seen some people's islands that are just, it gets massive. And my daughter the other day, she was just like, oh my God, my Mii's are so needy. I was like, yeah, that they can be. And she has 10, I think, and I have 12. I was like, imagine having 70 that you're trying to. She's like, I think I might be about done with adding stuff. I'm good.
Yeah, that's nuts.
70
How would you
people
even
to
control
constantly
that?
Go.
That's absurd.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this game looks really dope. There's not really an end, right, to this. It's kind of a forever game.
It just kind of keeps going, yeah.
How long have you played?
Oh,
just a guess. Jesus Christ, not that.
11 hours.
Okay. Good amount of time.
I just had it pulled up already, so.
It's good amount of time. Yeah, this game looks dope. I think people should check it out if they're interested. It's definitely worth it, I think. From what you've seen, I'm interested in it for sure.
Right, and like you said, like, even if you're like a hardcore gamer and stuff, and you like your action and decapitations and stuff, there is nothing wrong with hopping into a game like this and just enjoying it for what it is.
Absolutely
not. And it feels a lot more.
Go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
I just gonna say it feels a lot more personal, like, because these are people that you have a fondness over or part of your family. So like it just you feel a lot more connected to a game like this than like an Animal Crossing or something like
For
that
sure.
where, yeah, you might get attached to those characters, but like these are characters that you put in. Like you have to go into the Me Creator and design, that's Aesop Rock right now is one of my favorite hip hop artists. He's having a dream where he's playing as Mario. But like, it's just stuff that you care about. So like you end up caring about these people more than you would just some random, NPC. So
yeah. How long do you spend on your meat creation?
Some are easier than others. Like my family was pretty easy. And then some of them like so like my my Nezuko and Tanjiro, like the two anime ones, those probably actually took the longest, which you wouldn't think because those are already cartoons, but they have like these features and stuff that really make them stand out. And you can go into the face editor and like Tanjiro's got a big scar like on his forehead. I had to go in and like draw that. Nezuko wears a basically a muzzle that's made out of bamboo. So I had to like put that all over her mouth, because like she never takes that off. Otherwise she bites people. So yeah, that's her thing. So
that's cool. So
yeah,
you can individually draw on their face. So you put that over her mouth by like just pixel art. You put it over her mouth.
Yep.
Damn, that's fucking.
You just draw. Yep. You zoom in on the screen and like you can either use like a stylus or like the control sticks or whatever, and then just draw on their screen. And you can zoom in like really close so that like make little fine tune adjustments so that when the character like zooms out, it looks like you actually have some sort of artistic skill, but really you're just able to like really get in there.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we've lingered on this long time. Have. If you have played this, let us know down below in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. What are your funniest moments in Tomodachi Life? I always say Tamagotchi. Fucking goddamn it. It's not Tamagotchi. Game looks cool, though. Let's move on from there if you're ready.
Yep.
CarX Street is what I decided to pick up this week. I'm in between games this week. So, CarX Street. Have you played this one?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I want to after seeing you play it.
Okay, so yes, this is basically a budget Forza Horizon the Crew Motorfest Test Drive Solar Crown, if that counts. I don't know if that game stinks.
Counts, but it stinks.
Well, this game is in that ilk, but it comes from the development team that made CarX Drift, which was, I believe, a PC exclusive. And I had this game on my wish. What's that?
It's on Switch.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I played it on Switch.
Oh, you did play it on Switch. Okay, so I had this wish listed for a really long time, and I didn't pull the trigger because I did not actually like CarX Drift. I enjoyed drifting a lot, but that was like a drift sim, and you have to devote a lot of time to like learn that game to be competent at it, and I just didn't really like that. I didn't like the feel of that game just because that's not really what I look to do. So I was a little worried that they took that kind of physics model into a Horizon game. I thought it would feel like shit. I'm just being honest. However, that's not the case here. So it does perform just like a Horizon game. There's no wacky physics. I guess you can turn off all the assists, and if you do that, then you're playing it just like it is in CarX Drift. So if you want to do that, you can, but just with like the standard settings and things like that, it just runs like a regular open world racing game. These are very similar to like Midnight Club from back in the day. You kind of have an open world where you go to a point, you start an event, and then you kind of race around. I mean, this has been done before. It's still being made with the Horizon series, and that's kind of what's going on here. So I think the physics model here is actually rather impressive. The cars feel much more weighty than they do in something like Horizon or Motorsport or the Crew Motorfest. So confusing. But there's just like, it's got a really interesting physics model. Like if you hit a curb, you will roll in this game. Like it's crazy unless you make some adjustments to suspension and things like that. So it's got a pretty in-depth physics model. The difficulty presets to easy, though, which is like one of the strangest things of all time. So I don't really understand. I was playing and I was like, God, I'm fucking smoking people. Like, it's not even close. So I went in and bumped it up to hard, and I'm still winning nearly every race. Well, I am winning every race, but I don't know why it sets you on easy. That's just a weird thing. So I would recommend if you play the game, go bump it up to hard. It's not hard, even on hard. So you're losing credits by not just jumping in and bumping it up.
Right.
The really interesting thing about this game that sets it apart from its cohorts is you have a fuel gauge in this game, so you can run out of gas. So it's very interesting. It sounds like it'd almost be a pain in the ass to have to constantly be managing your oil or your fuel levels, but it's actually not that big of a deal. It's something that I find rather interesting because it puts you in situations where you'll go into an event and you have to kind of check to make sure you have enough fuel to complete the race. And if you don't, you got to hit a gas station. It's not super crazy or anything, but what's also nice about this is you actually have two different fuel options. So you have the standard fuel option, or you have basically premium, and you can fill up with either or.
Really?
Yeah, you can fill up with either or. Cool. So if you get the premium fuel, you get a little bit of extra boost at high revs as opposed to the standard fuel. So if you were just going to go out and drift around the street or whatever, you can fill up with standard. If you're doing races, you want to make sure you have that premium fuel in. It costs a little bit more, but money's really not hard to come by, especially once you get the difficulty set to hard, as it should be from the default. But there's that. And then also this game has tire compounds as well, which is different from games in the series. So I think there's like 6 different tire compounds. There's like 3 different versions of sport tires. There's a couple drift tires, and then there's also racing tires. They're pretty self-explanatory. The sport tires are kind of in between. Your drift tires are slicks, and then your racing tires are more grippy. And then you can actually select the compound that you want and then make finite adjustments to set it either towards the drifting side or the racing side. But you're probably just going to want to have racing tires on if you're doing races. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not, I don't need to go into that into great detail. But again, it's just another little mechanic that's not in the other games in the series that helps to set this one apart and make it a little bit more unique, which I appreciate for that. There are no licensed vehicles in this game, which is kind of interesting. So they have no official license with any car manufacturer, and I'm not exactly sure how they're getting away with this, but they are.
I've seen some that look
no, they're
like
they're
driving a BMW.
I was driving a BMW M3, and this game is called a BMW M46, and then right here. What? Yeah, right here is 370Z. I love 350, 370Z. That is my dream affordable car is a 370Z. But in this game, it's called a 37Z or Z37. So they are modeled after real. Yeah, they're modeled after real cars. I don't know how they're getting away with it, and to be honest, I don't even want to cover it because I don't want to put attention on it. But all of these cars are modeled after a real car. They just have a different name, and obviously they just don't have the badge. So that's understandable. Along with that, there is no damage model in this game, and I would equate that to the fact that they don't have licensed vehicles. So that could potentially set them up for a lawsuit if they are using a car that looks like a 370Z and it just gets beat to fucking shit. Then Nissan can come after them. I'm assuming that's just a precautionary measure, but it's just something to mention. It doesn't really bother me too much, but it's still cool. Another thing I like about this game as well is they do have a livery system, but they also have the community livery system, so I'm not a guy that sits there and puts decals on my car and spends 45 minutes trying to make a car look nice, but they do have community liveries where they upload their liveries and you can kind of select one. Very similar to how Horizon does it, but I didn't expect that in a $30 game. So I was very happy to see that here. It does make it fun to make your car look unique out there. So that's also pretty cool. Let's move on to some of the bad shit. There is some bad shit here. The texture pop-in is vile in this game. It is like really bad. So there's 2 performance modes. You have quality or performance. On quality, I was having some frame drops, so obviously I put it to performance. If I experience 1 frame dip, I'm going to performance every single time, so I had to do that. And you'll notice foliage popping in. You'll notice the AI traffic around the map. Unless you're 10 feet from them, they're not even fully rendered. They're just kind of blocks, but it's not really the end of the world. Again, this is a budget release, so I'm not going to hold a candle on it too much, but it doesn't look like a game that would really have a lot of issues with performance, but it seems to, unless you play on performance mode, so that's something to look out for. And again, this is just coming from a guy playing on base PS5 and not playing on a Pro, so I don't have any of that performance boosted or anything like that, so I don't know if that would be different on that platform, but that's certainly something to think about. The other negative is like this game has a progression system kind of similar to The Crew, where after an event you get parts. So you'll get these parts that you can use to upgrade your vehicles. However, there's no way when you go into the tuning shop to just sort by the parts that you've unlocked to equip them. So you have to go into the tuning shop, go to the part you want to upgrade, and then you have to scroll over every option and look for the present at the bottom that just indicates that you have one. So it's really kind of a pain in the ass. There should just be a system for you to fucking pick what you have. I feel like I'm spending forever on this. I apologize, but there's just a lot I want to get to because I basically wrote a script to do a first impression on this game and didn't end up making it. So, the game has a fully implemented day-night cycle, which is pretty nice. Another thing nice. I didn't expect, and then as I was playing the game this week, this game's been out for a couple of years now, but as I was playing the game this week, they pushed an update to the game that introduces dynamic weather. So there's actually rain now, too. I don't think it has any effect on driving per se, but it's just a nice little visual touch. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. The mission start areas are super small, which is kind of annoying. You got to literally park underneath that marker to start the mission. Very nitpicky, but it is kind of annoying. Like in Horizon, you got a big circle and you can go in and it's not a big deal. But this game is a little bit more of an annoyance on that. Is there anything else I really want to cover? God, I feel like I've been talking for 15 fucking hours about this game.
You really not as long as Tomodachi so far.
Let's see here. The sound design, not great here, to be honest. I have turned music off, but it's not hitting me. Horizon has this patented, right? Horizon has engine sounds, backfires, all car noises. They have it at the top of the mountain, and nothing's ever going to compare. Yeah. So this game does not compare. It's a good game to play and listen to your own music in headphones or something. It's not really a game that's going to really get your rocks off just based on the noises. And I think I'm going to cut it there. I have the mothership, but Jesus Christ, I've been talking forever. Do you have any questions on this game?
Well, I guess, yeah. The more I see on this, the more I want to play it.
Yeah.
This looks like my type of game. It's just that Horizon 6 comes out next month, and this is it. If I pick this up, it's just gonna get
pushed
set aside the second that comes out. So I don't know. I mean, maybe, but like you said, this is on like like Android and like.
Oh yeah, this is ridiculous.
It's on everything.
It is on everything.
Bizarre, and the pricing structure is super bizarre too.
Yeah, it's $29.99 on console, $20 on Steam, and free on Android. So I don't understand.
I would assume Android has got like some sort of microtransactions or something.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, to be honest.
I don't either. I almost downloaded it, and I'm like, dude, I don't need another mobile game.
I kind of meant to do it too, just to kind of see, but I inevitably didn't do that. So I don't know how they would do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't either. I should just download it just to check it out, just to see how they handle that. How's the map size? Good size map for an open world game?
It's okay. There's a lot of. It's no Horizon, it's no Motorfest. Right. You know what I mean? It's I would say it's pretty similar to. This is going to be a throwback. It's pretty similar in size to. It's a little bigger than Underground 2. So you have a relatively decent sized city, and then you have a lot of area kind of up in the mountains,
like more rural type.
Yeah, stuff, which makes sense. This is built on a drift model, so they have a lot of winding mountainous hills that you can whip some big old drifts in if that's your thing.
Right. Well, even like Need for Speed Heat didn't have like the biggest map, but it was pretty dense with stuff. I never thought that map was too small by any means.
I played through Heat and didn't even think about the map size one time. Heat is fucking really goddamn good.
Heat is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I've talked about it on the show a million times, but that is like the best modern Need for Speed ever made. Yep. Like it's very good.
It's so good.
But yeah, I mean, there's enough here to kind of keep you entertained. I picked this up because I'm in between games. So I'm just looking for something to pass the time. So this is kind of what I went to. I don't necessarily think it's all that long, to be fair. I've probably put about 10 hours in or so. And there's basically just different gangs that you battle. And then once you get through them, you're pretty much done. But there is a multiplayer component, and one cool thing about the multiplayer, before we move on, is you can race people on the map, other players, for pinks, and like actually for pinks. Like you will get their car if you win. So it's just like again another thing that I will probably never do, but the fact that they put it in here is pretty cool. Yeah, it's just cool, and this game has a really, really cool community around it. I live streamed this fucking late as shit one night. I think I started at 2 a.m. and played till 4 a.m. So just terrible live stream hour. And I had a bunch of people from the CarX Street community come in, and they were chatting with me while I was playing. They were offering to hop into the game and give me free shit. And I'm like, I don't want your free shit, but I appreciate you hanging out. But like, very bubbling community around this game. If you're looking into getting into content creation, this is a game I would consider is in the Goldilocks zone. There's a big community around it. It's not massive, but they're very supportive. And it's a game to get your feet in the door if you want to make content. But other than that,
cool.
That is it for CarX Street. Okay. Sorry for
awesome.
What a long tangent. It is fun. I but like you said, Horizon right around the corner.
It's right around the corner.
Right around the corner. So next up, if I don't fuck this up, which I probably will.
You can do it. I have faith.
Nope. Got it. Here we go, Jason. There it is.
Yeah. So over the last 3 days, I have been playing a bit of Pragmata. And I'm playing this on the Switch 2. Because I was just, like I said, that's been my kind of primary console. But kind of also was just curious to see how this ran. I mean, the demo ran fine, and it runs really good on the Switch 2. Cam did a whole segment on this already, so I won't spend like a ton of time, but like I said before, this is one that I absolutely wanted to check out and play, and I am loving it. It is just everything just kind of works, and all the different components, all the the upgrades, just everything about this game just kind of has like this synergy that just works. I've heard a bunch of people talk about how this is like almost like a great throwback, like 360 style, like action game, and I see that, but it's got a lot of modern stuff in it as well.
Sure.
Yeah, just a super fun game. I really am digging the kind of relationship between Diana and Hugh. Hugh's kind of like this big oaf, but he does have heart, and Diana's obviously has a lot of questions. She's like an android, like an advanced android, like in child form, and she acts like a child and has a lot of child questions. And then even the stuff that you find, these REMs that you find out, in the missions, you bring back, and they're basically, what are they, Earth remnants or something like that.
God damn it. I said it wrong the first time, and then I finished So I finished this game. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
But it's random Earth. No.
Memories.
No.
No.
Read Earth.
Read Earth.
Fuck it. God damn it. I fucking knew this too. Anyways, continue.
So anyway, you find these things like during your missions and stuff, and they basically are like Earth items. Like you find a globe, you find like crayons and art stuff, and Diana draws pictures for you, and then you can hang them up on in your like base area, in your sanctuary area and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a cute, connection between the two of them. And like Diana like doesn't always understand, like, she's at one point she's like chasing after a cat and like literally tries to like jump over the edge to like get the cat, and Hugh has to like grab her and pull her up, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "What?" He's like, "I mean, you fall from this distance, you're toast." She's like, "Well, then you just fix me." And he's like,
yeah.
One, that's not what I'm here for, and two, like, you're this advanced, android. I don't know how that even works, but anyway, she's just kind of a clumsy child sometimes, but she is like she rides on your back and she does the hacking of these enemies, and then you do the shooting, and it pairs like super well. I think I'm about 4 hours or so into this, so I still got a long ways to go, but just really, really enjoying, the type of game that it is. And one of the things that I did want to talk about with this one that I didn't fully grasp, like when you were talking about it, even when like I watched like reviews, it almost has like I hate to even use the word roguelite, but like when you die, you go back to the sanctuary, and you could be mid-mission, and yes, you just want to get back to right where you were, but before you jump back in there, if you died from like just not having enough HP and stuff, and you've collected these things throughout your mission, you can bump up your HP, your attack power, jump right back into where you just were, and then are more able to complete that mission, or defeat that boss or whatever, because you've leveled up just a little bit more. So I found that to be pretty cool. I don't love like being towards the end of a mission or whatever and then dying and then always going back, but you unlock these like travel points throughout the stage, and you most likely will have one that's fairly close to where you were. I did die pretty far into like the New York level, and I must have missed one of the, so I did kind of have to start that over, but then I found it the next time. So there's enough of those kind of scattered out that you don't have to run the whole mission over. I just thought that was kind of an interesting dynamic that I didn't realize was part of the game until I started playing it. Yeah. So just very, very cool, punchy action, just the hacking and stuff really kind of it works.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the comparison to kind of a 360 PS3 era shooter is pretty accurate. It's just a really fun game. And I think, as I mentioned, that hacking mechanic mixed with the combat is a great change of pace for the game itself. I think it works phenomenally well. It adds a little bit of variety that I think this genre needed. It shakes it up, and it feels great. Yeah, I beat this. I fucking love this game. This is my front runner for game of the year right now, for sure, to overtake Screamer, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Yeah. This game was charming as all get out. I really loved it. There's some things I definitely want to cover as you continue to play through the game further. So this is one that we will have a spoiler discussion probably for in the spoiler section, the third section of the show, once Jason wraps it up. But I'm not going to go into all that now.
Okay.
What was I going to say? Fuck, I don't know. I'm glad you're playing it. What do you? I mean, yeah, you seem to enjoy it so far. It really only gets better. Yeah. The game is so goddamn
That's
good.
Great to hear. And it can be. It's not like overly difficult, at least so far. But there could be tense moments where you've got multiple, enemies coming at you, and like you have to kind of pinpoint on sort of one at a time, because you got to hack them before you can cause damage to them. You do get these like upgrades and these nodes or whatever that you put in, where like if an enemy is close enough to the one that you're focusing on and you hack them, it hacks both of them, and then they both open up, so then you can kind of damage both of them, at the same time. So there's little things like that kind of keep things fresh. But yeah, there was definitely some moments where I was like, oh god. And some of the environments, I mean, some of them are very big, but some of them are pretty tight, in corridors and stuff. And you've got, 3 or more enemies, and you're like dashing around and trying to make sure you can kind of focus in on them. And, they cause a bit of damage too when they hit you too. So you want to like try to avoid anything at all costs. So
yeah, so
just
the difficulty in this game for me just comes from the amount of weapons in the game. There's actually quite a few, and as you progress, you get more. But you have to. It's just about like what weapon to use at what time is kind of where the difficulty comes in a lot of ways. And then as you progress through the game, the combat will get a little bit more challenging, but that just kind of ramps up the what weapon do I need to use in this particular moment type of thing, and that's kind of how the game progresses in difficulty. It's not the most difficult game at all, but I'm kind of happy with that. This is one of those that I don't want to be locked behind a very difficult combat section. I want people to finish this game. It tells a very good story. Again, we're going to cover this as we do through the podcast later on. I don't want to go into anything as Jason's playing through the game, but it does some cool things. And then I guess I will mention once you complete the game, it unlocks a legendary difficulty, so a much harder difficulty. That way, if you want to go back and play it, you can on a much harder difficulty. I haven't tried that yet, but anyways, I'm just...
Do you know if you keep, like, is your level the same? Is it kind of like a new game?
Oh, that's cool. You go into New Game Plus at a harder level. So
that's cool.
Okay. And I guess there's some new unlocks and stuff. They're doing the traditional Capcom thing where they have
Resident Evil 9. They wanted you to beat it like 5 times.
Yeah. They're kind of pulling that shit with this game too. No spoilers, but
that's cool though.
But they got some New Game Plus stuff going on there.
Awesome.
Do you want to talk about the fucking controversy that's going on online about this game at all?
Have I missed that?
If you did, I'm happy for you. The only thing people are saying is that there's this whole... Dude, I don't even know if we go into this. Fuck it, we're going into it. So, it's on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, which is already a cesspool of bullshit, but they are complaining that they made this game... I don't even know if I want to say this. They made this game for pedophiles, is what they're saying, because Diana has adult-like features, is what they're saying. So they made an attractive child, is what the internet's saying. It's one of the most obscene, ridiculous fucking things I have ever fucking seen in my entire life. But that is what they're saying. I can't believe that is what the dialogue is behind this game. Like, it's clearly people that have not fucking played it. They don't know what the fuck is going on, but they have to bitch about something. So anyways,
I feel like people like that say shit like that are like secretly like pedophiles themselves.
100%.
And they're like, that's all this is. Like, they're just 100%. Like, they're deep, like inner thoughts, it's like, you made a game for, oh my God, I have not heard that.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you haven't. I just saw it on the internet. I just want you, if you're saying that shit online, you're a fucking idiot. I just want you to know you're a fucking stupid ass bitch, and you need to fucking grow up and leave it alone.
That's insane.
The story doesn't point to that at all. It's a cute story. It's a father-daughter bonding game. It's so fucked up. I just hate, dude, I just need to stay off fucking Twitter. X, that fucking platform sucks.
Yeah.
But anyways.
One of the things that I did hear though, like, and it kind of made sense, it's almost more like an uncle and niece relationship than like a father and daughter.
It is 100%.
He's like, I don't want to like tell you everything that you're supposed to do or not do or whatever. Like, I'm not like your dad, but it's more like an uncle and niece.
It is, like, and I mean, it sets that up pretty early. There's a very obvious, super obvious moment right at the intro of the game where he says he's talking to his buddy that gets killed fucking 2 minutes later about he doesn't have kids and he's not gonna.
Yes.
He makes a whole hint of that, and you know where the game's going, and he does basically take the cool uncle route.
Yes.
And I think it is perfectly done. I think the dialogue and the narrative and the writing is phenomenal in this game. I love their relationship, honestly.
I do too.
Like I said, it's God of War 2018 done correctly. Like that style done much better. I just really think it's an incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
really
I'm excited for you to keep continuing with it.
Yep. Oh, I will be.
I will say, game is not very long. Unfortunately, it's one of those again that I got through and I was disappointed because I wanted more from it. But that just means I'll have to play it more.
Do you remember what your total? You said
9 hours.
You thought it was 9 hours. Okay, that's weird. I've been hearing all kinds of stuff. One of the podcasts that I listened to, he's like, "Yeah, I'm 13 hours in. I think I'm getting close." So I guess it just depends on how you play it. But
I did a lot of wandering in these worlds, though.
Yeah.
I was looking for the REMs, and I wasn't rushing, and it took me 9.
Huh.
I think it just depends on, not to pat my own back or toot my horn, it just depends on how good you are at the combat. I really didn't die much in this game at all. I died to the final boss once, I think, and that was pretty much the only time I died. So,
and you're playing it on just the standard?
I played it on, there's casual and
there's
normal,
standard
right?
and story or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'm playing on standard. Yeah, on standard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's only 2.
3 when you beat the game, but I think that's where you're going to get your length, because I did check every nook and corner and cranny. I didn't get everything, but I did do that, and I was looking at 9. So
the little what do they call those little creatures that make those noises? Did you get all those?
I didn't do much of those. I did collect the cabin boys or whatever the fuck they're called. Cabin.
Oh yes.
Something. Mini cabin. I don't know.
Where you have to shoot them.
Yep.
But it's funny because you're kind of walking through. It's kind of got more atmospheric music and stuff. It's kind of low, and you just hear this little I don't even remember how they sound
Yeah.
So you just look all around, and then you move. The sound design is really good too. You move just a few steps back, and that sound starts to disappear. So you're like, okay, I got to move forward again. So it's around here somewhere. And then you find them and you shoot them, and it makes it unlockable back at the sanctuary.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I didn't do much of. When I heard them and it was obvious, I would look for them, but I wasn't
no,
going
I'm not
out of my way for
running around
those.
listening for them.
Yeah. So, anyways, Pragmata, excuse me, is phenomenal. It's a game I would recommend to anyone. It's well worth the price of admission. $59.99 on all modern consoles and PC.
Yep.
Very good. And we're gonna have to talk about this more because I love this game. So as Jason progresses, we'll dive into it and have a nice little spoiler discussion once we get there. Hopefully that'll be good.
Yes, we will.
All right, let's move on from there. Last game of the gaming section, Vampire Crawler. So, Jason texted me the other day asking me if he should get this game. So I told him, I was like, it's okay, but I don't know if you need to buy it necessarily. I played it a lot more yesterday, and now I think it's worth it. So we'll get into it. Vampire.
It's only $10.
Yeah. Vampire Crawlers, made by Ponkel, same guy that created the Vampire Survivors game that was, the biggest cultural success in gaming since Minecraft back in, basically 2022 is when Survivors came out. It took the whole gaming industry by storm. He's actually made 2 more games since that, which I didn't know about, that I have to go back and check out, that are both pretty creative projects. But now he's finally coming back to this franchise, and he made this game, Vampire Crawlers, and it is not a isometric roguelike or bullet heaven. It is a card deck building battler in the same world as Vampire Survivors. And it works very, very well. However, this game certainly does not have the same stranglehold on me as Survivors did. I just felt like it was really easy to jump into Survivors over and over and over again, because Really, there wasn't a lot of gameplay there. You were just kind of building your character, and you would get to a point where you could pretty much just stand still and wipe the floor of the enemies. This game's a little bit more active. Not that that's a bad thing, but I just kind of preferred the formula of Survivors, and due to that, I think that the card building deck battler genre is a little bit more niche, so I do think that that will have an effect on this game's reach as a whole, because we've talked about this before. We don't really like card battler deck builder games to begin with, except for a certain select few, Slay the Spire in particular. So I was definitely a little nervous about this game, but I wasn't going to not pick up his next game because, you know, when I played through Vampire Survivors, I said, whatever the fuck this guy does in the future, he's built so much good graces with me for releasing Vampire Survivors for fucking $3 or might have been $5.
Yeah, I think it was $5.
Yeah. And it was one of the best games of that year. You know, I was on board for whatever it was, no matter what it was. So we picked up Vampire Crawlers, and this game does a lot of cool things. But at the end of the day, it is still a deck building card battler. So you got to look at it that way. But essentially how this game works is you have all the same crawlers or survivors as you did in the previous game. And how the game wants you to play is every card that you pull is based on a weapon or a relic from Survivors. So if you have that prior knowledge from that game, you're already off on the right foot, which is great because you don't have to learn all these cards again, all these synergies. It's not a bunch of new shit that you have to figure out, which is one of the biggest barriers in card games, for sure. You don't have to do that if you have the prior knowledge of Survivors. So you go in, and each card has a set mana amount. This is just the card battling genre, but you go in, you have, let's just say you start with Antonio, the first character with the whip. He has 2 mana at the beginning of the game. Your whip is a 0 mana cost card. The game wants you to play cards from descending value to ascending value, and if you do that, you can combo cards together to deal more damage or to get more bonuses. So let's just say you get into an encounter, you pull the cards out, you've got 3 cards. You've got a whip, which is 0 mana cost, you got a duplicator, which is 1 mana cost, and you have an axe, which is 2 mana cost. Okay, you have 2 mana. You have to decide what you want to do. You can use the axe, but you're not going to get any bonuses because it's a 2 mana card, and if you use it, you're out of mana. If you use the whip at 0 mana, it will empower the duplicator. So you'll use your whip, and then at the 1 mana card, instead of adding 1 duplicator effect, it'll have 2. So it'll increase your amount by 2 instead of 1. So that's how you're playing the game. You're constantly making these decisions between, I have this amount of mana, I can combo string together my low cards to get the most out of my cards, or I can use a higher value card, wipe out my mana entirely for the most part, but have a benefit. So that's kind of how it goes. So when I made my video about this game in the first impressions, I basically said that this game is a smarter version of Vampire Survivors, which it is. You have to think. It's much more tactical, much more strategic than Survivors, but I wasn't sure if it made for a better overall experience. I'm still not sure if that's the case, but the longer that I've played the game and I've started to unlock the micro progression, there is micro progression in this game, just like Survivors. You get gold, you go back, you upgrade your stats and things like that. I'm starting to like rip through stuff, and that is awesome. That feels really good when you start to break the game based on your passive upgrades and things of that nature. So all of that works in spades here. The only thing holding it back is just the card battling aspect. However, it works. It's very similar to Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire works incredibly well. This game works incredibly well as well. This game has overtaken Slay the Spire 2 for me when I'm playing on my Steam Deck laying in bed. So it's working very well for me. I am enjoying it a lot. It's just weird because you're comparing it to Survivors and they're so different, but
they're so different. Yeah.
But it's very solid. I would recommend it. You can get it on Game Pass for Game Pass value, or it's $9.99 if you want to pick it up individually. It's a great Steam Deck game. It'd be a great Switch game just to pop in and play. Run length is about 30 to 40 minutes. However,
Okay.
however, you can quit at any point in a run. And when you go back in, it will put you right back where you were. So it's a very pick
Oh,
up and play
cool.
friendly game, very similar to Slay the Spire. That's awesome. So
yeah, that is cool.
if you run out of time, just stop it, hop back in. You're right where you were, and then you just continue where you left off. Progression is the same as it was in Survivors. You can go into these maps, you find coffins with a circle of enemies, you kill the enemies, you unlock the new crawler. I don't know what else to say. It works great for what it is. If it looks interesting to you, check it out. If you like Vampire Survivors, you're getting a good leg up on people that didn't play that game, if there even is a person that didn't play that game, because you know what these cards do. But yeah, that's Crawlers.
Very cool. And actually, some of the questions that I had, you just answered during your explanation, so I don't really have anything really to add to this. I was talking to Devin, I think yesterday morning on break, and mentioned this to him. I was like, "Have you checked out Vampire Crawlers?" He's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Well, it's kind of the follow-up, sort of, to Vampire Survivors in a different, gameplay style." He's like, "What's Vampire Survivors?" I was like,
"Oh
Dude.
my god, what are we doing?" I'm about to gift that to him on Steam.
There you go. So I just thought that was funny. He just kind of missed that whole thing.
Dude, but what is he doing?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I might have to check this one out.
I think you'd like it. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I think I would too.
It's got a lot of nice visual effects that are satisfying, and that's one of the things Pockle does very well, is like the visual stimulation, the audio stimulation and stuff.
Yep.
And he does have this could have went very south, but I do like the mechanics of comboing things, and it gets complicated as it goes on. I will mention as well, if you're playing the game and you're not able to evolve an item, so that was a big component in Survivors. You would get, it's just the garlic and the Pomerola becomes the Soul Eater, right?
Yep.
In this game, as you're leveling, you get these options to insert gems into your cards. If you put a gem into a card, so let's just say I get a triple damage gem, and I socket that into my garlic, I cannot evolve that into the Soul Eater. So if you want to evolve cards, keep them unsocketed so you can evolve them together.
Okay, so, that makes sense.
But that's the thing, though, because your evolved cards, they only have one socket that's taken up by the evolution. So
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah,
okay.
You if you're going to use those socketables, you use them on King's Bible, garlic, magic wand. You use it on the first stage of the evolution. But
that makes sense.
That being said, all the synergies are identical as they were in Survivor. So if you remember that or whatever, if you need a guide, you can find those, but they're all the same. Just don't socket things in if you want to evolve them. And it's also not always the best idea to evolve things in this game, because it increases the mana cost as well. So you got to think about that when you're doing it too. But yeah, I enjoy this. I think it's really good. So that's that.
Cool. Yep. I think I'm going to check this one out.
Good. I think you'll like it.
Yeah. Yep.
Follow-ups, I think that's it for Crawlers. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. Moving on to follow-ups. Jason, you got anything for us you want to touch base back on?
So as far as, like, obviously I've been playing Tomodachi and Pragmata, but I'm still popping back into Mouse P.I. Mouse P.I. for Hire, that kind of rubber hose animated shooter, and still enjoying it. I think I'm about 10. I think I checked. It was like 10 hours.
You might be getting close to the
and
end.
Still going. But yeah, I'm at my board, my like detective board is starting to fill out quite a bit. So I know I'm getting close. But still having a good time in that one. I will say, you actually had asked this question when I talked about it last week, of the art style and the fact that it's black and white, if that has any like effect on how much I'm enjoying it. It is starting to
wear on you
a little bit.
Yeah. I thought it would. I thought it might.
Just a little bit. I'm starting to, yeah. I don't even know how to like describe it. There's just times where I'm just like, I just wish there was a little pop of color or something, here and there just to mix things up. I mean, the environments are all different and stuff, but just having a black and white, a color scale does kind of eventually kind of wear on you. There was even moments where like, I physically can see what weapon I have in my hand, but like I would shoot it and think that I had something else, and I'm just like, man, if it was just like a little bit of color or something to differentiate these two things, I wouldn't have that problem. So just little things like that are popping up. But I overall though, still enjoying it. Still a fun kind of boomer shooter style FPS game. Still liking it.
6 out of 10?
Way better than a 6 out of 10. That is one of the worst. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to get back to that.
Yeah,
I thought that might be an issue. And it's weird because it's just like eye fatigue a little bit. I feel like with it just being black and white. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that definitely had to constrain them on how long they made the game, because people would start bailing entirely as that game continued, just because it's like, it's kind of weird. It's a weird art style. It looks nice, but I can see how it gets tiring. And Sal's Bones mentioned, he said that game in color would be fucking awesome. I think it would be too, but it does take it away from the aesthetic,
like the film noir.
It takes it away from what they were going for. So, but as you said, they could have put splashes in, like they could have made the blood red or something, just to kind of spice it up. But anyways, that's interesting. I'm glad you're working through that. You'll probably finish that pretty soon. Sounds like that. That game's like 12ish, so you're kind of in the range there. What did we do here?
Getting there.
Lost you. There we go.
There we go. I'm back, guys.
Sorry. Terrible operator over here. I have been playing more Shitson. The
classic Shitson.
The classic Shitson. I want to take this moment to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. This game still fucking stinks. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, shout out Conor McGregor. I
was gonna say, I knew I heard that somewhere.
Yeah. But no, I got online with on Discord. Devin was sitting in the gaming channel, so I popped on, asked him what he was doing, what he was playing. He was playing Samson, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll play some Samson. So we ended up playing Samson for a little bit, just shooting the shit, talking about it. He was not expecting me to come in there and just lambast this game for 2.5 hours, which I ended up doing. I respect his, he was like, it's $30. It's only $29.99. It's only $29.99. He kept saying that shit. So I started teasing him this morning on Discord about that. But I will say during that session, I started to not hate it as bad as I did. So, as I said in my initial discussion on this, I think this game has potential, and I do still think it has potential, and I was starting to see it more by playing it more. I just kept playing it, and I would get to tech issues, performance issues, and I would be like, nope, I'm going to go play something else. But I pushed through and started to really see the overall picture further, and it's still there. This is relevant because I've seen rumors that this is getting console ports.
Yes, I have seen those as well.
Is it confirmed, do you know, or is it just rumors?
I don't know if it was a confirmation, but definitely heard that it's coming to console soon.
That has potential to be good if they really optimize it for modern consoles, because that means they might get it to a state where it's performant, whereas on PC it is still unbelievably. This is a CPU killer. This thing fucking crushes my CPU. I'm running at like 100% at all times, and it's just ridiculous. It has gotten a little better with some of the updates they've released. It's not nearly where I want it to be. If this game ran smooth, I would really love it, but it just doesn't. It's closer now than it was before, It's not fully there. Once it gets there, well, honestly, once it gets there, it'll probably crack my top 10 if it gets there this year. If not, if it's not there, it's gonna miss it, because I think the gameplay here is actually quite fun. The concepts are fun. I do enjoy it if I can get stuck in and have Devin there telling me it's $29.99 and making me even more pissed than I am. But I just want to touch base on it. I'm still popping back in, and that says something about the game. I really think it has potential. Sure. I just hate that they released it knowing it was fucked, getting everybody's money, and then, oh, we're going to fix it in post. It's just not the way that it should go. Anyways, that's Shitson. I will stop slandering it in every opinion piece I post on Spawn Point Network, though. Every original video I've done, I've shit on Samson one way or another. So I will stop doing that. But anyways, that's Shitson for you.
Okay, that's cool.
I think that's a wrap on the gaming section.
I think it is.
Next week, Soros, baby. I'm fucking jazzed about that.
Yeah.
Can't wait
looking awesome.
for Soros. Getting great reviews, except for IGN. What a fucking shock.
Dude, I'm just going to stop looking at them.
Yeah, we will touch base on that in the news section, but we're going to go ahead and take our first break. Stick around with us, guys. We will be right back with the news.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Spawn Point podcast. We are on to the news section, and Cam, I guess I put this one in here, but I think I put it in here for you. So why don't you take the first one?
I will take it. Phantom Blade Zero has got an announcement. It's got a pseudo release date, I believe, on September 9th. Phantom Blade Zero is my most anticipated game of 2026. I fucking can't wait for this to come out. Well, between this and Duskbloods, but I don't know why we still haven't heard on Duskbloods. I don't know what's going on with that.
Nothing.
But Phantom Blade Zero looks like a really cool Souls-like. I don't really know what else to really say about it. It just looks really aesthetic and really fun. I remember seeing the trailer, the initial trailer that had no date or anything, and I was literally like putting it on half speed, watching the combat, like I was just addicted to what was on display there. So very, very excited for this to come out, and I'm glad we've got a timeline. Looks like September 9th.
Yep.
Which was, this game's been in production a long time, and it's just exciting that we're going to be seeing it. We have some new information on it.
Yeah, and it's
pretty
getting closer.
Getting closer.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's awesome.
Fucking wait for this game. Love it.
All
right, you got something on. Go ahead.
So we talked about the Ubisoft thing where it's like some games were getting canceled and whatever, and Black Flag was one of the ones that they were like kind of rumored that it was being shelved, for a little bit, but it sounds like that's not the case, because we just got confirmation that Black Flag Resynced is coming out on July 9th, and it sounds like there's going to be some changes as far as like gameplay. There's going to be new story quests, characters. There's also going to be what it sounds like the removal of some key features that were in the first one. And after I put this in here, I've been starting to see more and more of this stuff, popping up, more so focused on like just the visual overhaul and stuff, like side by side, of what it used to look like compared to now. And it just, I thought it looked good then, but now it's like, God damn, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in here. So, they had a presentation of the game. Obviously this is an IGN article. They were able to see this. They focus solely on the single player story of Black Flag. You're still playing as Edward Kenway. So what does it say here? Meaning that the game's Freedom Cry DLC has not been integrated, so its original multiplayer mode has been ditched. So that's one of the things that they're taking out of this, which I don't even remember the multiplayer part of this, so that doesn't bother me as that much at all. So,
Nope.
some small modern day story offerings will be included. The exact details are unclear. You won't. Okay, so one of the big things is they're taking out the Abstergo entertainment part, the modern day, animus type stuff. It sounds like they're removing that from this game.
Thank God.
No kidding. That's kind of what I thought too. So, yeah, just a couple. I mean, I kind of put this in more just that it's real, and it's coming on July 9th, and just look out for some some slight tweaks and changes to the Black Flag story that you were used to in the original. So
yeah.
And if it sounds interesting, check out the article. They it goes into more stuff, but that's kind of the overall gist of it.
Yeah. So maybe a disgrace. I never played through I'm having a stroke. Black Flag. Yeah, I never played through it.
Black Flag. Oh, really?
I started it, never really played through it. So when this was all kind of coming to fruition and they were talking about it, I was like, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll probably pick it up. I do like that they're keeping the original combat.
Yep.
From what I've heard, they're not RPGifying the shit out of this game.
Yes.
Thank goodness. And this is one of the most revered Assassin's Creed games of all time. People fucking love Black Flag, and it makes sense why they took the multiplayer out, because that would kill whatever their Sea of Thieves knockoff game that stinks is.
Yes.
I can't even think of the name of that game anymore.
Skull and Bones.
There it is. Yeah. So that is Black Flag multiplayer, basically. Yep. So obviously they would be killing themselves by putting it in this, because everybody'd be playing this, but
Skull and Bones never really took off anyway.
It didn't. The first quadruple A game, as they said. Anyway, yeah. I will revisit this. If anything, I'll probably just throw money at it, because this is the Assassin's Creed that I want, right? I want the old style, not a 300-hour bloat fest fucking thing. Full
this of RPG elements and
this is my type of game. And not to say that the RPGs or the new style is bad. I know that I've seen a lot of shit on Reddit. People still love the games, even though they're completely different now. But they're not for me.
One of the things
these ones are.
Right. And one of the things that I'm curious about, and I haven't seen it in any of the footage and stuff, is like the UI, like the menu system. I did not. Even the first time I played it, I didn't enjoy the menu system, because you've got this gorgeous like pirate, paradise type of world, and then anytime you went into the menus, it was very modern day techie, like all this like techie stuff kind of going on, and I was like, it kind of pulled you out. And if they're taking that out, like not going back to like modern day stuff, are they reworking the UI? I think that would be a huge thing for me.
You would have to assume, because that shit was all tied to the animus. So if they're taking that out, I would assume they would rework that.
Yeah, I just did not. I never enjoyed. It's such a small thing, but I just never enjoyed going into the menus in this game. I didn't like the map. I didn't like the RPG elements are very, very minor in this. You can upgrade like cannons and stuff like that, but it was all like very digitized and stuff in the menu system. And I don't know. I just never enjoyed that part of this game. So that'd be cool if that's all reworked.
I don't see how they couldn't. But that what you're talking about is the old Assassin's Creed formula. Like if you played the Ezio trilogy or the first one or even 3, it all had that very highly stylized animus driven menu system that I agree is not, it doesn't fit. That whole thing is weird. The whole Desmond Miles storyline they're telling in these, I didn't like really any of that, to be fair, but yeah, that was their whole style. So I would assume they would rework that somehow.
Yeah.
In this game, did you like go to did you like have to buy different sabers and pistols and shit from like a vendor in town?
You could, or you could just acquire them throughout the course of the game. I don't remember buying any of that kind of stuff, but yeah, there are shops and stuff set up where you can get that kind of stuff. The stuff I bought, I more was for my ship. There are like ship vendors and stuff too, but like you can also just upgrade your ship while you're on it, essentially.
Gotcha.
Once you have enough, components and whatever you need to do the upgrading. But yeah, I don't remember buying a lot of the swords and sabers and pistols. I think they just kind of enemies drop them and they just kind of unlock throughout the course of the story too. So
yeah, I just asked because my main Assassin's Creed knowledge is from 1 to Brotherhood and a little bit of 3. So I replayed those a couple years ago, and that was that loop as you went to a vendor and bought upgrades. So I just didn't know if that was still carried over to 4 or not. I guess my goal now is to finally finish 3, and then I'll be ready for this one. So we'll see.
Right.
I don't think there was anything between 3 and Black Flag. I don't think so.
I don't remember. I don't think there was.
It's also kind of sad because you're supporting Ubisoft with this too.
I know.
Anyways.
You are.
It'll sell, for sure. Next up, Star Wars Galactic Racer, release date seemingly leaked on Steam. We don't like to cover leaks, as we've said many times, but Jason and I are both anxiously anticipating Galactic Racer. This game looks fucking sick as shit. It
looks awesome.
Basically, it says October 6th, 2026 when they posted the game for pre-order on Steam. Quickly got fixed to just 2026. So that's the story behind it. So this is looking like an October release.
Which doesn't sound unrealistic.
Not at all. Not at all.
Towards the end of the year, I mean, I think that's very possible.
100%. And this game looks fucking sick. I'm not a Star Wars guy. Jason is a Star Wars guy, but
big time.
I'm a racing guy, and this game looks fucking sick as hell. Reminds me a lot of old school Motor Storm. But October. Is that January? So it's going to be before GTA 6. I just went full retard mode there. It's going to be before. It's going to be before GTA 6. GTA 6 is rumored for November, I think, 17th or something like that. So a little bit of time to play this one before.
So they say. Yep.
Yeah. So they say. So yeah, that's cool. I just thought I'd throw this in here so Jason and I had eyeballs on it.
Yep.
Moving on from there. Yeah, of course. That game's going to fuck. For sure. I can't wait. Hopefully. You never know, I guess, until a game releases. But
that's true.
I hope so. It looks good.
Yep.
PlayStation, this is my area. Sony has started telling players in the UK and Ireland that they need to verify their age by June to keep certain features. So, these features include communication features on console, PS app, and web, voice messaging, text chat messaging, joining parties or group sessions, connected or third-party communication experiences, Discord voice chat, broadcasting and sharing features, broadcasting gameplay to YouTube or Twitch. So you have to go in and verify you're of age. I don't necessarily think the idea is that bad, to be fair. However, it is breaking the anonymity, you know what I'm saying, damn it. It is a little breach of privacy, to put it that way. So,
true.
I don't know, basically on this one, but it's in Ireland and the UK. I'm assuming it'll go nationwide if things go according to plan. I just wanted to go ahead and put this out there for y'all. So don't be surprised if this comes screaming down the pipe. I'm 31 years old. I don't particularly give a shite if they know that I'm 31 years old. However,
I don't care.
I can see it being an issue for the youngsters. And
I thought you were 32.
I'll be 32 31? On May 17th. I'm 31.
Okay, I knew okay, it's soon then.
Yeah, so I will say some of the best gaming memories I ever had were playing COD in those toxic ass lobbies when I was underage. So that sucks. Take that away. But to be honest, nobody's really. Those lobbies don't exist anymore anyway. So it is what it is. If you don't verify your age, you can still play everything. You just can't basically communicate or live stream or whatever. So that is kind of what it is. And I don't know how that's going to work if you can have a child's account, but you verify it for them and then they can access everything. I don't know how this all works, but
that's the thing with some of the stuff is you can get around this if you really want to. I mean, there's stuff that my daughter has, like apps and stuff that like I've just put in my information because it's like I know what it is and I know what she's going to be doing with it, you know, but they really limit some of the stuff with younger kids. And I certain things I just put my stuff in and let her have fun. So
yeah, it's just a censorship issue.
It is.
I think the idea is valiant, smart.
It is. Yeah. Well, look at like, you know, all the Roblox stuff, you know, that subjecting kids to. Oh, I know it's a whole different thing, but like I think some of these companies are just kind of starting to be like, we should probably put a little bit of a
Roblox needs a fucking leash.
Stuff.
Bad.
Oh God, yeah.
There is some absolute horror fucking stories of shit happening on Roblox. So that is a necessity. I mean, that's literally become like the worst case scenario, and it's all on fucking Roblox. It's fucked up. So, I'm not going to get into that shit today.
No, that's a little different.
But the idea makes sense regardless of how you feel about it. You know, I don't like censorship. We've talked about that before too, but we
sure have.
It's kind of inevitable. And I guess I'm coming from a place of privilege being an older guy, so I don't have to worry about it, but it kind of is what it is. Next thing here is complicated. So I'm going to try
to figure this out.
I'm going to try to explain this as best as possible. This is all, I'm going to have this long-winded explanation, and none of it could all be fucking bullshit. So just prefacing the conversation with that. So
go for it.
Does it play on X? Again, we're on X, so everything should be taken with a breadcrumb.
Oh, yeah.
But this tweet came out, says, potential major DRM issue rolled out on PlayStation and Xbox as well, allegedly. All new PSN purchases have a 30-day validation countdown. Already investigating to find out more details. So what people are looking at here is, and this is all in French and I can't blow it up, but there is does this thing have a, so this is better. So this is on Kotaku.
Yeah, now I can see. Okay.
It says this is on PS4, so let's just get that out of the way first. This is not information that is shown on PS5, but on PS4, you can see here it says you have a remaining time of 20 days. So people are all up in a panic that their digital game purchases are going to disappear after a 30-day time frame. And there was multiple people on X claiming that if you don't connect your console to the internet to authenticate your purchases in 30 days, you lose access to all of your digital titles. So that was the big scare. Everybody was like, what the fuck is going on? And that would be horrendous. So what it's come out to be that the leaker that put this information out to begin with said that it was a bug that was accidentally pushed out with the latest update to PlayStation Network that hit PS4 and PS5, I think just a couple days ago. But it's not what people think it is. Essentially is what they're saying, but there's been no official word from PlayStation as to what's going on. There's just been conversation. This started from a leaker. There's supposedly an insider saying something to this leaker, but we've got no official stance from Sony. So what I have read, it's very that probably made absolutely no fucking sense. But what I've read,
no, I understood what you're saying.
What I have read is that this is being blown out of proportion because what is actually occurring is people are pulling up games that they have downloaded from the PlayStation Plus service. So your free games that you get every month from PlayStation.
Yeah.
Those games apparently have some sort of feature that you can play them offline for 30 days and then you lose access to them because you didn't buy them. You got them through the service.
Okay.
I guess. So that is apparently what people are seeing, but I don't know. There's basically no information on what this actually is other than it's a stat that shows up on PS4, not PS5. They're tying it to PS5 when it may not even be on PS5. They're tying it to Xbox. Right. It may not even be on Xbox. It might not even be tied to your digital purchases. It might just be tied to the subscription services. It's a whole fucking load of who knows what the shit's going on, but it's a big conversation point that just happened over the last couple days. So I thought I would cover it. And essentially my stance on this, my stance on this is don't worry about it. I don't think it's a thing. And honestly, if it is an online internet check-in, most everybody's got their shit hooked up to the internet anyway, so it's not going to be a big concern. But it's going on in the industry, so that's it. I just touched on it.
Yeah, and I hadn't heard much about this until you posted it, and I was poking around in the articles and still couldn't quite get a grasp on what they were talking about. You did. I know you said that you were like, I'm all over the place, but I did get a better understanding of what I think this is all about from your explanation. So now I'm to the point where I'm just like, it doesn't seem like something you need to like freak out about.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like, I can see the cause for alarm. Like if you purchase a digital game and you have a 30-day license, you're renting it for 30 days unless you have an online check-in. If you don't check in, you lose access. That would be a problem. There's been no confirmation, but there's also been no comment from Sony officially about this, and it's starting to spread. Literally, this just came out today. So this is a ongoing thing that I'm assuming Sony will have to touch on, and we'll hear about it this week, I would guess, because it's starting to spread. I saw reels on Facebook about it. It's kind of all over Reddit right now, but when I was doing my digging, it's such a new thing that there was nothing other than social media posts, and you can't really take those for anything. And then also, leaker comments on social media as well that, again, it could all be banana bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but this is what's going on right now with that. So we'll wait and see what happens. Ultimately, just don't be too fucking worried about it. Is my take on there. So,
okay, cool.
Moving on from there, I feel like I fucked that news story up entirely. So I'm glad you.
No, I actually, like I said, I got a slightly better understanding of what that was all about from your explanation. So anyway, Xbox news. And like Cam said, we're continuing with some, I suppose, positive news. Xbox cuts Game Pass prices, but the new Call of Duty games will no longer hit the service on day one. Personally, that doesn't matter to me. I haven't played a Call of Duty in quite a while, so just the fact that it's a cheaper price now, I think is worth it, just even without having Call of Duty on day one. So Xbox is cutting the price of both Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass effective immediately. So it's already at that price. But like I said, there's one big caveat, which is no Call of Duty. So Xbox Game Pass Ultimate now costs $23 a month, down from $30. And then the PC Game Pass will now run $14 a month, where it used to be $16.50. So, and it sounds like it's just these two tiers. There are other, this is the Ultimate tier. This is like the top tier. So it doesn't sound like the other ones are changing. I don't remember what the prices of those. It's like a $50 and like a $10 or something like that. But the Ultimate one, which gives you everything, has dropped, $7 or so on Xbox. So it's good news. This is probably has something to do with Asha Sharma.
Yeah.
I do believe she said something, when she first took over, that she thought that those prices were too high, and we all agreed. It was a big talking point when they raised these prices. So not back down to what they were initially, but heading in the right direction.
Agreed. So starting off my rant on this, Asha Sharma is doing really good. I'm gonna be honest. I took her. I overreacted. She's doing an incredible job of. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I really thought we were kind of nail on the head with her kind of winding it down, but she's fucking killing it right now. Like you can't deny it. She's like really doing an incredible job. So I'm kind of blown away. So shout out to Asha Sharma. I apologize for my negative comments, but I had no clue that she was actually going to come in here and start really shaking things up and doing, honestly, really good shit for the community. So shout out to her for that. I agree with you 100% that this doesn't really bother me that these are not going to Game Pass, Call of Duty in specific. However, the Call of Duty community, no matter how you think about or what you feel about the franchise, is still gigantic. So this is going to piss the fuck off out of Call of Duty players, and we're seeing that on social media all the time. My buddy Jason with the Y sent me some links to this after we had already put it in the doc and the information came out. He read it and sent it to me, and I basically expressed the same thing that you did, Jason, that it's not a real big surprise. I think that if Black Ops 7 was not on Game Pass, its sales would have been abysmal, to say the least. So I do think that they probably got more people on Game Pass just out of curiosity to see what was going on with Black Ops 7. But he sent me another tweet from a guy named Ken Adams. And his take to this was, so they raise prices to $30. Everyone complains. They drop it to $23 and act like heroes. Meanwhile, removing Day One Call of Duty from Game Pass, that's the entire reason people subscribed. I don't think that's true, but for some people, it probably is. And then the end of the tweet says, this is the same playbook as airlines. Create a problem, sell the solution, call it a win. So I disagree with that take. I'm with you from the super nerd category that we're in. It's a positive.
It is a positive.
But if you are the yearly COD purchaser and you have to go back to buying the game at full price when it releases, and that's a franchise that continues to get worse and worse and worse and worse, of course you're going to be pissed off. I just think Call of Duty needs to be fucking killed at this point. Can we just stop making Call of Duty games and then move on? That would be fine with me.
Then this wouldn't even be a discussion.
Right. But I think it's a good move. I think it's a great move, honestly. And then Asha Sharma's also mentioned, I think you might have said, but they're looking into some other things about maybe doing a Game Pass Discord collab subscription service where if you subscribe to whatever Game Pass, you get Nitro or something. I'm not exactly sure.
Something. They've also talked about like a Netflix, kind of tie-in or something like that, where you maybe get like a Netflix, subscription with this. They're tossing around different ideas, so be curious to see kind of what comes of that.
So Asher says here, future Call of Duty titles will no longer join Game Pass Ultimate on day one. They will join on the following holiday. So you're still getting Call of Duty.
You're still getting it.
It's just later.
But like you said, the people that still play Call of Duty, obviously they're going to want it as soon as possible. But,
of course.
Yeah.
Let them buy it. Let them buy it and be disappointed.
Yeah. Buy the game.
Get pissed and then everybody else that has a brain will just wait till that next holiday season, jump in to season 3 Reloaded, where they redo Warzone for the 50th time and the game stinks and there's fucking Beavis and Butthead running around. I fucking hate Call of Duty now, dude. But anyways, I think it's a good
move.
And I feel like an asshole because Asher Sharma's fucking really good at your job so far.
We
Like,
had no idea, and we looked at her track record, and we looked at, like, all the companies that she's been with, and, like, none of them were for very long. It was like she was just a kind of person that would step in, do a couple things, and then move on, but it just it seems like the more and more we hear, she really is kinda passionate about this and is really
yeah.
trying to do things to win back the Xbox community.
Isn't that just wild? Like, people dug up her
It is.
gamer account, and it had, like, just casual games, and people were shitting on her
Yeah.
for it, and I just would have never predicted that she would have
I wouldn't have either.
blossomed as the Xbox director. I would have
Well,
never expected that. Like, I would have
nope.
never thought that was where she would blossom, but she's doing a fucking great job.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
I don't think the outlook for Xbox is still very good, but
No, this isn't changing
but
a whole lot yet, but
she's definitely raising the bar up. She's definitely picking it up off the floor, which is good.
yeah,
So,
very good.
it's everyone's favorite time, baby.
It's Nintendo time!
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Couple good news stories out of Nintendo. The first one is Nintendo announced the Splatoon Raiders Switch 2 release date with a brand new trailer. So the release date for Splatoon Raiders has just come through as revealed through a Nintendo Today app, which is what Nintendo seems to think they need to put all their breaking news on. I've got notifications set to it, so I do see all this stuff. But like, they're really pushing this Nintendo Today app to release all their like big news. But anyway, the game Splatoon Raiders launches on July 23rd, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2. Will cost $50 digitally, $60 physically. This
Hey.
is the second game
Yep.
now that they have talked about having a different physical and digital price. The first one was Yoshi's book, Yoshi's something
Yep.
book,
Yep.
and I don't remember. And honestly, that game people are starting to like. People got like a hands on with that, and we're like, this is better than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, we're not talking about that right now. So, Splatoon Raiders is going to be more of a single player focused kind of adventure kind of game, and it kind of gave me watching this new trailer, it kind of gave me like almost Monster Hunter kind of vibes where you're going out and like basically tracking things down and fighting, smaller enemies and bigger bosses, and then like get stuff off them, and um yeah, you upgrade, I guess. I don't know. Still staying with the Splatoon, paint type of thing. Like there's some um new components with that. There's like this one shot where he's like sending out like almost like a paint, force field around him, and anytime enemies run into it, they basically blow up or whatever. So yeah, I don't know 100% yet exactly what this game is going to be. I'm just excited for it. I definitely liked all the Splatoon games. I just didn't. I like the online stuff. It's just I can hold my own sometimes, and then sometimes I would jump in and just get annihilated. And yeah, this is a game like Splatoon 3. Like Mike Anderson from work, him and his wife played the hell out of Splatoon, and I would jump in with them, like team up with them and stuff, and they were really good. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to hold my own over here. But
Right.
yeah, it's just a fun. It's got a good gameplay. Even like the single player stuff in the Splatoon games is really fun. It's all kind of linear, stages. This kind of looks like a more of an open world, more adventure style game. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
This is the first real gameplay look that we've gotten on this one. So
Oh, yeah.
definitely keep an eye on this, and it's not that far away now.
No, they held on to this one for a while, the release date. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fucking amiibos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that looks cool. They're saying single player focused. I'm sure there's still going to be a multiplayer component here.
So it's co-op. So
Okay.
you can any of these missions and stuff that you go on, you can play with up to 3 other people. So it's single player focused with co-op
Co-op.
elements, added, but there's not going to be that like um competitive multiplayer doesn't sound like it's going to be in this one. So
I might piss off the community, dude, a little bit.
Well, but it's a spin-off. It's not like Splatoon 4. It's a spin-off game. So if the hardcore Splatoon players that are looking for the next thing, like this just wouldn't be for them. They're going to wait for the next Splatoon game, which they will absolutely come out with. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess it could, especially the players that just want the next mainline Splatoon game. It could piss them off. So I see what you're saying. I get where you're coming from.
That is going to be loud, but I think this game has potential to be really cool as well. Yeah, I like the Splatoon games. I don't have a big history with them. I played maybe the first one for a little bit, but that was it. I do love this 50 digital, 60 physical thing.
I know, it's great.
Should have been done a long time ago.
It should have been.
Yep. So cool. That's awesome. Check it out if you guys are interested in July. July. Cool.
July,
what else you got for us on
23rd? The other one that I was kind of surprised about was Final Fantasy 14 is coming to the Switch 2. So Final Fantasy 14 was that online kind of MMO style Final Fantasy game. So I just thought this was weird. So yeah, Square Enix is bringing Final Fantasy 14 to the Switch 2. They just announced the game will be available this August. No official date set yet, but it says that a short early access period of about a month is planned. The cost during this time will be completely free. So I'm guessing kind of like an early access type thing to jump back into 14. I know my brother, I think it was 14 that he played the crap out of. So, and he had good things to say about this game, but he said it's been a while since he's hopped back in too. So, but the one thing about this that I don't know how I feel is the Switch 2 version will require a separate subscription from the other versions. So, an online Nintendo Switch membership will not be required, but then an active subscription for Final Fantasy 14, they'll get a 50% off if they have the Nintendo Online. So I don't think it even gave us a price. It doesn't look like it, but
nope,
doesn't look like it. So just an MMO on Switch 2. I don't know. I just thought it was a weird decision, but Nintendo makes weird decisions. So
it is a weird. So the subscription cost is $12.99 and $14.99 for 30 days. That's the base current on everything else. So I would assume it'd be.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it'd be the same. Price, but this game is old, by the way, guys. If you haven't heard of it before, it came out in 2013.
That's right. Okay, this is the one that he played the crap out of. Then.
So it's been around for a long time. It does have a very long story since they've added all these DLCs and not DLCs, but expansions, I guess you would call it, MMOs. But I never got into this much. You're talking about Punk Tree? Played this?
Yeah, Punk Tree.
God damn it.
I'm talking back in 13, 14, 15. He played it like crazy.
Yeah.
So I just mentioned this to him. He's like, that's weird.
Yeah, it is.
That game is old.
I mean,
but people still play it.
Oh yeah, still very popular. Yep. And it's like the last. I mean, it is an MMO, but it's still got. I think it's got turn-based combat.
I don't even know.
It's a game that people still love. I don't know what much to say.
I just thought it was a weird choice. Yeah, I don't have much else to say on this.
It is a weird choice of all the ports, but
yeah,
they can probably get some money out of it, squeeze some people out of it, especially if there's cross save, which I would imagine.
God, I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
God.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
that's it for that. So that's the news. Pretty good little news segment. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, not bad.
Stuff like that. So,
yep.
I'm ready for our last break. Are you?
Take our final break.
Let's do it. We'll be right back, guys. Stick with us.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the final section of the Spawn Point podcast. This is kind of where we go over some community stuff. We sometimes talk about spoiler things. We kind of already covered a little bit of our community section, earlier, just kind of giving shout outs to different people, making little, comments on our stuff, which we definitely appreciate. But yeah, go for it.
Shout out Alex Lurkins. Yeah. I keep fucking forgetting Alex. I don't know how I can forget that guy. He's one of the most memorable guys of all time. But every time I do shout outs, I fucking forget Alex. So shout out to Lurkins. If you're still watching episode 14, you made it to the end.
You made it to the end? Yeah.
You're a fucking legend. Anyways.
We appreciate it, Alex.
Yes, Alex, we do. Everybody else gets enough shout outs. Workins.
Yeah. Twerkins.
Anyways.
Okay. So what I threw in here then, since we kind of covered that stuff, is we talked about the disastrous IGN review of Mouse P.I. for Hire, and they gave it a 6, and his complaints and stuff were just pretty ridiculous in a sense that it just doesn't fit with the, a private investigator doesn't go in and murder stuff, but you're also playing as a fucking mouse in a cheese punned world. Don't take
cheese
this
puns
so seriously. He started the review with being like, I'm a big film noir fan. It's like, maybe you weren't the best person to choose for this review. And it's just surprising. I've seen multiple videos of people just dragging that review down. People are like, this guy should never cover another game. I don't think it's quite to that point. Maybe just this was the wrong game for him. But it got me thinking, do review processes need to change? Do we need to have one? I understand that companies, they only have so many people that they can dish this stuff out to, and they say okay, you're gonna have to cover this one, you're gonna have to cover this one. But in the past, I think of Game Informer, I think of even old GameSpot. They had more than one reviewer on one particular game. I mean, sometimes they would do where it's okay, you're the main reviewer, but then at the end we're gonna have opinion pieces, and you can kind of read those too, like a second take type of thing, and Game Informer did the same type of thing. Should we go back to that? I get that every game is each individual's opinions, this is their opinion on this game, but you do kind of have to factor in does a game perform well? That shouldn't be just opinion. That should be fact.
Right.
This game runs like shit. The game runs great. But when it comes to gameplay and stuff, it's just, somebody might read, somebody that doesn't buy a lot of games, they look at, Mouse P.I. and they go, oh, that looks pretty cool. I mean, and then you got IGN, which is the biggest game reviewer site, there is, and they see that it's a 6, and they skip out on it. And it's one guy giving a bad review can really hurt, especially an indie team. I just feel like we need to, or just do what you should do anyway and read multiple reviews. But not everybody does that. I just feel like the review format kind of needs some tweaks. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with you 125%. Here, I don't know. Maybe it would help. Maybe it would be, well, maybe not. I was going to say, maybe we just do away with the number system. And have a ACG, his reviews, he just does buy, sell, or buy, wait, or never touch or some shit. That could be a better
buy,
way.
Wait for sale.
That way you can have your opinions, but you can still have a justifiable reason. What's I think the abundance of reviews is kind of a bad thing for gaming as a whole. Personally, when we were kids, we would go into the game store and we would make a purchase based on cover art. That was all we had at the time, and I think that was a better way to do it. So, which is off topic because it's really kind of counterintuitive to us because we talk about games and we talk about our thoughts on them all the time. But I think the whole system needs to be changed. I don't know I don't know what the solution is really. The best thing I can think of would be, like I said, just doing away with the number system because it's arbitrary. It doesn't follow any logic. It's just kind of whatever you're feeling. But at the same time, that review was fucking atrocious. It was so like he could not have missed the plot more than he did with that review. It was
awful.
Yeah, it was awful. And I'm not going to blame the reviewer, right? You're allowed to have your opinions, and it's not the score that he gave it necessarily that's the issue. It's the context within the review. Yes. So if you know what Mouse P.I. is and you listen or read his review, it's just like dumbfounding how off he was with that. He just missed the entire
mark.
Just entirely. I don't know. It's really difficult. I mean, like I said, as you said, you should get multiple opinions or do what I do. And I don't even care what a review is. I don't even look at review. I don't look at review scores ever for anything I purchase. I just buy it if it looks cool and I play it and then I'll make my own decision.
That's true.
But obviously,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, if I do watch a review on something, I typically like some of the sites that I visit, they'll be like the first part of their review is the story, and then they get into gameplay elements and then they cover like performance and stuff like that. Honestly, a lot of times I skip to like how the game performs.
Yeah.
I if it looks cool to me and I go, man, this looks like really interesting, but I hear that it performs terribly, sometimes then I wait, see if there's a patch or something that comes out. I'm more concerned about, am I going to enjoy how this game runs? I know I'm going to like the story and the gameplay, but like it has to at least kind of run well. And a lot of times I just literally skip to that and go, yeah, it runs well enough. And I'm like, perfect. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. And I think the problem with like big sites like IGN is like that whole review that was bad was all stated as fact. Even though he was missing the point over and over and over. And it was all stated as, this is how it is. 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 And then you see the number and it's like,
like,
what the fuck is that? And then, so that's a problem too. Like, I feel like we do a good job of like, we'll talk about what we like about it. And then we'll say, this particular thing I don't like, but that's just me. Someone else might enjoy it. So we keep it loose like that. And I think that's a good thing to do as well. But your normal casual video game buyer isn't reading reviews. They're not watching long review videos. They're looking at the number. And I'm sure that had an effect on some sales because IGN is the biggest kind of aggregator review site in the industry, but everybody else rated it incredibly high. So they were an outlier.
I don't know. It was just it's a big outlier on that game. So
and IGN scored Soros a 7 and everybody else is way higher than that too. So I haven't even looked at that. I'm kind of on a blackout until Soros comes out. So I don't want to know anything about that until I get my hands on it myself. But again, they seem a little low on that also. And there's been plenty of games that I've had horrendous opinions on that I'm way lower than the community. That's going to happen. That's fine. But like, if you're a reputable news outlet, you have to.
I think that's kind of what I was kind of aiming towards. Is like, people do look at your stuff as like, oh, this is facts, like you said. I mean, even the way that guy wrote that review is like, this is the way it is. And people look at that and they go, all right, well, looks like I'm not touching this one.
Right. And well, that's the thing too, with like the way the internet is. Even if you see that review from IGN, you're going to see like Mouse P.I. for Hire has been all over YouTube. It's been all over social media and stuff, people loving it and stuff. So I think it could be outpowered with just the discourse that we're all exposed to every single day. But yeah, I think I think it's just an IGN problem. Like, I think the responsible thing to do if you're a reviewer for a professional site would be like, hey, I kind of am not vibing with this. This is kind of what I'm looking at for a score. Can we have someone else have a second opinion?
Yeah.
And then maybe the second opinion could be the review or whatever. Or maybe like have a panel, like have a review panel, and they come up with a score and give an aggregate, as opposed to one guy that clearly doesn't know what a boomer shooter is working for IGN, which is, what are we doing?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that would prevent that sort of stuff. But I don't work at IGN. I work for Spawn Point Network.
Work. But like, you know, I listen to like, you know, IGN's podcast Game Scoop, you know, and they talk about these games, and like they brought up, you know, Mouse P.I, and like all 3 out of the 4 hosts were playing the game. You know, they were all playing it. So it's not like, I mean, you can just get like an opinion like, well, so-and-so really liked it. So-and-so, you know, also really liked it, and just kind of throw that into the mix so that you kind of get a little bit broader of a sense of what, you know, what this game is. It's just like, it's not like, okay, you're reviewing this game, you're not going to play anything else, you're just going to play this. These people are playing these games, and they can just do like some sort of like, what'd you think? I
know that seems like an obvious thing. I don't know how you get on IGN as a reviewer. I'd love to try, but like, if I was there and I was struggling with something, the obvious choice is to be like, hey, what do you think? Like, where are you at? Like, it just seems like an obvious. I don't know if like they just simple. I don't know if they just subcontract these reviewers out, and they just say, fuck it, I just do this for money, I don't give a fuck.
Just let them go.
I'm just gonna post what I think, and you know, it's gonna make IGN look like garbage. But it seems like an obvious thing to just have a conversation before. I don't know, man.
That's what I thought too, but yeah. Anyway,
I think that's a good move. Maybe a review panel.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't be paying.
I always loved reading like the Game Informer magazines. You know, you read the review, and then at the very end, they always had like, you know, so and so's take, and like you kind of got a better overall sense of, you know, what the game was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe I'll do some background work and see how that all goes, because fuck, man, let us put some IGN reviews out, bro.
I know shit, man. I do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways,
right.
Still a great game. Play Mouse P.I for hire if you know, if it looks interesting, and it is.
It's a solid 6 out of 10.
It's such a 6 out of 10.
As far as the channel goes, for wrap-ups here, I'm going to be pumping shit out. As I said, I'm crippled, so I'm going to continue to post some stuff as we go through. We're thinking, I showed Jason Fantasy Critic. I texted him Fantasy Critic. I don't know if you had a chance to look into that or not, but
a little bit, yeah.
So I'm thinking if there's any gamers in the community Discord, or Discord's probably going to be the place where we do this, but if we can get like maybe 4 dudes that are interested. Basically what Fantasy Critic is it's like fantasy football, but it's game releases instead. So you get a budget when you start the league, and then you use that budget to buy games, basically, and what you're shooting for is to buy games that are going to review high, and if they review over 78, you get a certain amount of points for each point over 78, and if it's below a 78, or I don't know what the exact limit is, but if you go below a certain number, you actually lose points. Person with the most points at the end of the year wins the Critic League, and it's all just hoopty-doopty, fundy, but it's just a good way to keep track of the industry. It's a fun thing to do. Peter's sneezing all over me over there. Nice. But You gonna make it, homie? But it'd be a fun thing to do. I'm in there right now doing the Critics Royale, which is like everybody that is on the website can kind of join it and purchase games and stuff. And I think it's a really cool idea. I'd love to do it with you, Jason, but having two people do it would be fucking gay. So I'm hoping that we can get like some more people interested. Yeah. So if you are interested, join the Discord or leave us a comment down below, and we'll kind of feel it out. Obviously, if we do it, we'd be starting late, or we'd be starting in April. It's not super late, but something I'd like to look into in the future.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it looked cool.
It does look cool.
I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
There's a podcast I listen to that like gets into it every single week and stuff, and they do like a whole show dedicated to like their draft, and then they do a whole show dedicated to their recap at the end of the year, and we could do something similar or whatever. But
yeah.
That's all I got, man. I think I got it out of the way. Next week's going to be fun. We might potentially have a guest.
We're gonna shoot for a guest next week.
Shoot for a guest next week, and then I'll have Soros to talk about. Jason will maybe have Pragmata done, so we can talk about.
I'm gonna try to have Pragmata done. So next week's probably just gonna be more, coverage of stuff that I've already talked about. But maybe I'll throw an extra one in there just to spice these up a little bit.
Yes, but the guest should be the guest should be fun conversation. It's going to be a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I think it'll be cool nonetheless. To just kind of pick his brain, and I'm not going to spoil that till it comes. But that's the show this week. I think
so.
I think we're good. Jason's got to take his daughter to his last choir performance.
Choir performance this afternoon. So I gotta get showered and cleaned up and go do that.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Play video games. Have fun.
Video games are great.
Play Mouse P.I. even though it was a 6 out of 10. And make sure you log into the internet on PlayStation so you don't lose your licenses on your games. All right.
Play some Tomodachi Life as well.
Oh shit! I'm probably gonna have to buy that shit, I think. Anyways,
it's fun. I'm telling you. All right.
We're out of here, guys. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week for episode 15.
15. Thanks, guys.